because it really is fascinating. But I'll start with this, the basic. I see light and shadow. So right now I can tell that there's a ring light on my camera, which for those who are constantly like, she's not blind, she's faking it. How is she looking at the camera? Well, number one, I sit straight in front of it, so I look straight. But number two, I can see the ring light on top of it, so I look at the ring light. I can tell that I have 4 pot lights in my room. I can tell that I have a light over there and a light over there. We have lots of lights because they help me. Pot lights, for other RP peeps, pot lights I have found over the years are the best. So every house my family moves into, we deck it out with pot lights that can also dim and go brighter. In case my eyes are more sensitive one day, I keep them dim. If I want it really bright, I'll put them up. So just a little tip that I have learned over the years. But yeah, basically I can see where lights are. I can tell when it's bright, when it's dark. Say I am on a stage giving a speech at a theater, I can tell where the lights above me are on stage, and I can tell sometimes if there's like strings of lights on stairs or that kind of thing, but then everything past that is just like total blackness, total darkness. And then when it's really bright, so when it's well lit, like having good pot lights or a sunny day out that's not too sunny because I am light sensitive. One of the complicated things about having RP plus nystagmus is I'm light sensitive, but I can see this, like have light perception, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Anyways, yeah, so if it's well lit, it has to be such specific lighting, but I can see some shapes and shadows of things, so I could tell if there was, you know, something in front of me or just the general shapes of things. Like it'll just look kind of like a blurred lump. And it's so finicky when I do see those and when I don't. I honestly can't even begin to get into the details of that because it's just so complicated. But basically, you know, all I can really say is, say somebody's standing against a bright sunny window, I could tell that somebody was there because they're blocking the light. That's the best way I can explain it. Or like you're laying down outside, your eyes are closed, it's a hot sunny day and somebody walks by while you're sun tanning and you can see that they have blocked your light and you can kind of tell if it's like tall or if it's wide or if it's small. That's like what it is for me. So that's my light and shadow perception. Now on top of that, I also see fireworks. So what that is basically crazy, colorful, flashing lights. I know I did describe a lot of this in my RP journey video, so I'm sorry if this is repetitive for those of you who have just watched that. Yeah, I see crazy flashing lights. For me, they are always purple, blue, and green. They never change colors. They're always the same. They're always the same vivid colors. And the color, I don't want to say texture, like tone that they are is, what are those lights? Like the lights in light up signs that you would see at night outside of a store. Like it's that kind of vivid light. And they're just crazy like swirls and flashing lights and it's just like all crazy. It's kind of like if you close your eyes and you gently push on them. A lot of people tend to see crazy flashing things because they're putting pressure on their optic nerve. That's kind of like what I see. Like I said, they're always the same 3 colors. They have been since I was 8 years old. They've never changed, which is how, even though I have no visual memory of colors anymore, I still remember what colors those are because it's been the same my whole life for, you know, since 2003. So I see those on top, and those never go away. They're there when my eyes are open, when my eyes are closed, when I'm sleeping. They're constantly there. So I kind of have to like see past those to see the light and shadows. And then on top of all of that, I have 0 depth perception. I never have. Which depth perception, if you don't know, is your ability to see levels. So for me growing up, the reason I had to use a white cane or a guide dog, even when I still had a significant amount of vision, is because I had no depth perception. So I couldn't see, say, stairs. I would just fall down the stairs because to me it looked all the same level. Things like that. So unless the color, unless the color was different, it all looked the same. So everything in the world kind of looked flat to me, and nothing, I had no perception of distance. So something could look close or far away, like I couldn't tell. So that's why I used a cane, to make sure I didn't fall down the stairs or walk into things all the time. But the lack of depth perception has continued to this day, of course. I'm not going to randomly start getting depth perception. So basically at nighttime, which is when, you know, I see street lights above me, but pitch black surrounding it. So all I see is like these little dots. It's kind of magical looking, but these like little dots of lights everywhere, and then total pitch black darkness surrounding those lights. And the lights are actually always like spinning in crazy circles. Because I have nystagmus, my eyes always shake. So the lights actually like shake with my eyes. Whatever direction my eyes are shaking, the lights have like a stream of light following them, which is kind of, again, weird looking and wacky, but it's how I've always seen it. And then, because of my lack of depth perception, I can only see this at night, because during the day there's too much natural sunlighting, so I can't see cars' lights because the natural sunlight is brighter than the car lights. But at nighttime, everything is pitch black surrounding the lights, so I can actually see the car lights driving towards us, but because I have no perception of depth, I can't tell if it's close or far away. And the entire time it's driving, it looks like it's equally as far away. Or equally as close, either way you want to look at it. The distance never changes to me until it's driven past us, and I'm like, oh, it's gone now. It's looked the same distance the entire time, even though we're both moving towards each other. So it's really weird. And then on top of that, again, because I have no depth perception, I cannot tell when I'm driving down the street at night that the car is on the other side of the road. It actually looks like it's driving straight for us. So I constantly look. From my point of view, it constantly looks like our car is about to get in a car crash. And I've just gotten used to the fact that we're not. It's fine, and everything's okay. And so even though I'm constantly sitting there going, we're about to get in a car accident, I know we're not actually going to. It's just my eyes playing weird blind girl tricks on me. And yeah, so it looks like it's constantly coming right towards us, the distance never changes, and then it's gone. And that's basically what I see. That's as much as I can tell you that I see. That's like as in-depth as I can get with you describing what I see. So it's really trippy, it's really complicated, it's kind of magical, and I really wish other people could have the opportunity to see it every now and then, but obviously you can't. So that's everything I can think of that I want to share with you today. I'm sorry if it was all over the place. Hopefully it was interesting. Please